My name is Lindiwe Sangweni Siddo, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer for City Lodge Hotels. I work in the hospitality and tourism industry. It's a sector that I've been involved in for over 35 years. One day on the school bus, I saw a friend holding a brochure talking about hotel management. And out of interest, I asked what it was, and she said, "You can have it." And my heart beat. I was just gobsmacked by this brochure that spoke about studying hospitality in Switzerland. So I took the brochure home, told my parents that I had changed my mind. I was no longer going to be a medical doctor, and I was now going to pursue hospitality. Of course, this was a huge announcement in our home, much to my father's dismay. But eventually, I was assisted by his sister, who was able to convince him one afternoon when, in dismay, I called her. She was actually the chief representative of the ANC in Sweden at the time. Called my aunt Lindiwe Mabuza, calling in tears to say, "Daddy doesn't want me to be a hotel manager." And she said, "Put him on the phone, bring him on the phone." So she gets the phone, and I hand my father and say, "My auntie wants to speak to you, your sister wants to speak to you." And in one question she said to my father, his name was Stan, "Stan, who will own and manage our hotels when we are liberated in South Africa?" But the vision that our elders had, and being able to now support my dreams, I think is what turned in that household that day when Auntie Lindiwe intervened. So the rest is history, as they say. So I think, again, a lot has to do with upbringing, in that we grew up, or I grew up in a household that said anything that a man can do, so can a woman. So I never had any limitations. The sky was always our limit. Coming into the reality of what I walked into South Africa was a world indeed as the one that is described of, very few management people. In fact, part of it was for myself to always put myself in spaces where I believed I would be able to move, because I believed in myself. I knew I had the abilities. I worked hard. Nothing came on a silver plate. I made sure that in whatever space I was, whether I was in a housekeeping department or working as a rooms division manager or working in the HR department, that I would cover all aspects, all goalposts of that particular job or requirement and role. It's not easy as you get further up. I currently sit in a group called the City Lodge Hotels, which I think has played a phenomenal role in transformation. Once very white male dominated, a company that was opened in 1985, we now sit in the executive with at least 50% of the executive committee being female, of which we have Indian, black, colored, all the different races represented in our female holdership. We try very hard in our environment to make sure that we are forever transforming that management role, because it has been a white male and continues to be a white male dominated industry. So really, in summary, for myself, it's always been about claiming my space, making my voice heard, making sure that it's known what I am actually working towards, and bringing others along with, because it's also not about being the only and first in anything, but making sure that there are many others, black females, Indian females, colored females, who are also following and seeing that it is possible to be in a leadership role. Women in my field, and just in general to all women, would be to say the first thing, I think, your heart must beat. You must be passionate about what it is. You must wake up feeling happy that you are in this industry. It's a hard industry, it's hard work. We make beds and we fry eggs and we sweep the floors to make our guests happy. So it is a hard environment. So you must be passionate. But I would also say, coming from where I started, where we would go for hotel management courses, it's much broader now. It's looked at as being part of the tourism industry. So studies in hospitality and tourism are obviously the backbone of it all, to understand the industry, but also understand the world we are in and project and look at where we are going. We are driven now by what was the fourth industrial revolution is fast now, the fifth industrial revolution. Technology is driving us. Become a marketing expert. Become an expert in the digitization of marketing. Become an expert in innovation. Understand ESG and that we can't progress if environmental sustainability is not at the forefront of us running our businesses. So really what I would say to the younger version of myself would be, really make sure that you are studying all the peripheral, what used to be peripheral studies that are now becoming center field and so important in driving our businesses.